Hello everyone and welcome to my morning report analysis videos on Tuesday the 8th of May with me, Richard, Pro Market Analyst at Hantec Markets. One of the big drivers today, certainly coming in today, was the fact that Donald Trump has announced that he will be making a decision on the Iranian sanctions deal at this afternoon. It's going to be 7 o'clock UK time, and that is a big driver of sentiment generally, because the markets just don't really know what he's going to come out with, really. I mean, there's an expectation that he's going to pull out, because obviously in recent weeks, and one of his campaign pledges has been that obviously this deal has been terrible, and the expectation is that he will be pulling out of that, and the oil price has run up on the back of that. However, let me show you the oil price. However, there is obviously that potential that Donald Trump could do something quite odd. So subsequently, there may not be necessarily the deal going through. I mean, obviously he's got a lot on his plate at the moment, in the fact that he's got North Korea situation, he's got the trade dispute with China. Perhaps he may sort of fudge the move, and subsequently sort of push the can a little bit further down the road on a big decision on Iran for a later date, and that may well sort of well, certainly on the oil price, that would drive the price lower near term, because it means that oil supplies out of Iran wouldn't necessarily be disrupted. So that would help that. Another factor is that Jerome Powell has been speaking this morning, and is sort of reiterating the fact that the dot plots are fairly decent outlook for rates path at the moment, and subsequently the market is fairly close to it. So subsequently the dollar has gained a little bit of ground on the back of that, and you can see now, sterling having been quite strong this morning, has completely flipped around actually. Now one of the underperformers, and the dollar is stronger across the board pretty much, across all the majors. The only exception being the yen, which in the safe haven sort of situation whereby the yen is all anyway, the yen has already been sort of performing a little bit positively anyway, but given the fact that the market has got this Iranian announcement this afternoon, yen is outperforming a touch. Gold is basically flat on the day, couple of bucks, one maybe $2 down, nothing major. The oil price has slipped back though, as you can see here, and it'll be interesting to see how that reacts this afternoon to the announcement, or this evening UK time anyway. Equity markets basically mixed. You had a mildly positive close on Wall Street yesterday, mixed on equity markets in Europe. Did the DAX underperforming as sort of risk appetite? It's just retrenched slightly, and not a major move, because the DAX has been very strong in recent days, so just taking a little bit of cream off the top there. Doesn't really affect technically the DAX at the moment. But the dollar, as I said, is positive across the board, and rising again, starting to pull clear of that 92.50 pivot. Next pivot, 94.20 area on the dollar index. So in terms of data points, my sort of the jobs openings this afternoon is the only real data to watch out for, although the API inventories could be interesting later on this evening, and certainly the oil market will be volatile today given that announcement. But the jobs openings mildly improving at 3 o'clock to 6.1 million jobs. So my chart today is the sterling Aussie, which has been corrective but starting to turn around again. Sterling has been under pressure for several weeks really, just across the majors, and sterling Aussie certainly gaining traction to the downside, but pulling higher from that uptrend. Look at this support of this uptrend that's been in place since September. Pulling higher from that uptrend, also a retreat to that sort of, I'm going to call it 1.8 big figure level, which the market actually found a low of 79.50, I think it was yesterday, and then rallied, although annoyingly 2 days ago, that was Friday. But a positive candle yesterday and a positive candle today is sort of turning this sentiment around again. Look at that stochastic cross higher, not yet confirmed above 20, but the MACD lines are beginning to sort of arguably certainly slow that decline. RSI picking up again from that sort of 35.40 level, interestingly enough. So that sort of reiterates the move that had in January, and sort of repeating that move where you sort of corrected back to the uptrend and bounced off the support of the uptrend. So another positive candle today would improve the situation no end again. 81.75 is the key resistance overhead. That is a key pivot, and it certainly looks as though the market is picking up. So 180 big figure, supportive. Today's low 180 to 30. The hourly chart sort of starts to turn a bit of a corner as well. The momentum indicator is more positively configured than they have been for a while on the hourly. Sort of picking up, not yet moved above 144-hour moving average, so maybe that needs to be seen. But initial pivot on the hourly, 181 figure. And then 181.75, as I said, that old key support of the old range from April. So yeah, interesting improvement seen in sterling Aussie, and could that be that the sterling is trying to sort of start to turn a corner as well? We shall have to wait and see on that one. But I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you later.